2, Arsenal 0. The Gunners are out of the FA Cup in the third round. Many Arsenal fans called for a performance today. They demanded their team step up today, and they could not finish their dinner. They outclassed Liverpool for large parts of that game. But the overarching quality, winning mentality, and I would say class of manager shone through in the end. To many, a smash and grab. To many, a performance that maybe warranted more. But the finishing from Arsenal today was nothing short of dog. It was absolutely shambolic. Their inability to kill Liverpool off, to put the ball into the back of the net. We will be addressing it on the Full Fan Highlight Show. I want to congratulate Liverpool because they were absolutely outclassed in the first half, hit the bar near the end of it. A brilliant tactical change from Jurgen Klopp in the second half to move Darwin Nunez out onto that left-hand side. And they were still they were still second best, but they were more potent on the counter-attack. They started to become more and more dangerous. They were creating opportunities. And the more Arsenal pushed for that opener, that allowed far more space for Liverpool. And as the game went on, you saw the nerves creep into Arsenal. We're not going to do this. We don't believe. The fans started to leave. The fans started to go quiet. The fans started whistling and booing and hissing. And it was Liverpool who grew in confidence. Liverpool who grew into that game. And an absolutely atrocious own goal from Kiwior, pushing Luis Diaz out of the way of the ball, closing his eyes, unforgivable, closing his eyes to header a ball. As a professional, that is a sackable offence at this level, heads it into the goal, and then they really had to go for broke Arsenal, but you could tell they didn't have the confidence. They did not have the confidence to score. I don't believe if this game was played for another 90 minutes, they would have scored. And to add insult to injury, to put the icing on top of the cake for Liverpool, they go down the other end. Diaz bangs it in. And 2-0, look, on the face of it, 2-0 is probably a little bit of a flattering scoreline in terms of performance for Liverpool, but warranted in the overarching elements of the game because, look, yes, possession is important. Quality of football is important. But scoring goals, we've said this many times on the Football Terrace, scoring goals is the hardest thing to do in football. And Arsenal today moved the ball quickly. They were energetic. They had great intensity. And I would say for the first 60-odd minutes of the game, they battered Liverpool in nearly every single element of football, barring their finishing. Now, Konate made some great blocks. Trent defended very well at times. That can't be taken away from Liverpool. That is something you applaud. That is something you celebrate if you're a Liverpool fan. But Arsenal dilly-dallying on the ball, taking additional touches, overthinking their shots. Saka with an absolute stinker of a performance overall, missing some, I wouldn't say easy chances, but some really good opportunities to give Arsenal the lead. And I felt as though if Arsenal took the lead, especially in that first half, they could have run away with this game because they were the better footballing side. But if you do not score, if you keep yourself in the friend zone of football, you face the prospect of losing. And it ended up being 2-0, but it had a 1-0 Liverpool smash and grab all over it. And the longer the game went on, you felt that at the Emirates Stadium, the fans believed. But where does the blame lie for this? We're going to go to Liverpool in a minute. But where does the blame lie for this? And I say that because did Mikel Arteta coach a win today? Did he set his team up to win and the players let him down? Is it the way in which this season he has told them to be less intense for large parts of the season? Has that taken away from the players? Are they now feeling a lack of confidence because the style has changed somewhat? Is it on the manager and the way he's set up for the season as to why they're struggling to score? 1 win in 7 matches now. 1 win in 7. That is horrendous. And it has to be called out. It has to be looked at. And today, and listen, this also looked at the board of Arsenal. Today is an advert as to why you need an out-and-out potent goal scorer. Kai Havertz is never going to be that. Your young wingers, they're out of form right now. They need an older person. They need a leader. They need somebody with experience to help them because they are not stepping up in your moment of need. And should you really be relying on 21 and 22-year-olds to do that all the time? No. Elder statesman that you need. But where does the blame lie in your opinion? And I said very much in the preview to this game, I thought it'd be a narrow win. And it was a narrow win for Liverpool. But I said the one thing that Arsenal players needed to do today to get their fans back on side was show their class. And they did in every single element of the game, barring putting that ball in the back of the net. And you could hear it in the crowd. There was a buzz. There's a feeling of, oh, we could win today. We could get ourselves back on track. But now what you have is a 13-day, 14-day layoff until they play again. Big game now building up against Crystal Palace. Huge pressure will be on that Premier League game. They had to win today. It was so very, very, very important, not just to stay in the FA Cup with a chance of winning a trophy, which is key, but the overarching confidence, the feeling, the emotion within this current squad. Because right now, they look devoid of ideas. They look like they're lacking in confidence, delaying on their shots, the final ball not being good enough. One of the most potent attacks in the world in recent weeks has really lost its way. Really, and look, it's feeding into the narrative all season that they weren't very good. It's feeding into all the different narratives that the negative naysayers had. The form in the last couple of weeks is feeding into it. And it could be that they were right. Could just be that this is bad form. But something's got to change, and I think they've got to go into the transfer window. They've got to smash a team soon. They've got to play like today again and beat a team 3-4-5-0. They need a shot in the arm of confidence, this Arsenal team. Because right now, no League Cup, no FA Cup. The pressure on winning the Premier League, the pressure on winning the Champions League is absolutely massive on Mikel Arteta and his men. Gargantuan now. They're not handling the pressure well right now. How do they cope with this? I want to get your views. I want to get your comments in the comment section below. Now, on to Liverpool. Look, I'm going to take a little sip of my Sunday afternoon drink. Listen, I said a couple of days ago, Liverpool frightened me. Liverpool do frighten me because they weren't very good today for large parts, but they won. They won. They've become inevitable again. And as wasteful as Arsenal were, have it right. As wasteful as they were, it was Konate's blocks. Sensational today. Trent put in a proper defensive display. Gomez at left back. I'm going to throw this out there now, Liverpool fans. Revelation. This man looks brilliant. The guy looks like he might score at left back as well. When he cuts in on that right peg, bang! Joe Gomez might be your left back answer. I've seen him play there, 5 times now? He looks brilliant. Excellent again today for large parts. There's moments in the game you could highlight, yes. But overall, the midfield didn't do a great job. Didn't do a great job of controlling the game. Arsenal dominated that, but it should. At home at the Emirates, Declan Rice, 100 mil, all that. The front line, I think tactically it was wrong in the first half. Darwin, Nunez, he does better on the left. Stick him on the left, you're a dangerous team. But they're inevitable. They know how to get the job done. They know how to get the job done, Liverpool. And that is why they frighten me. As a Man United fan watching them, I'm worried about the Prem. I'm worried about, it won't be the treble, but they're on for a quad this year. Again, not the quad, but a quad. They're on for it. And they're getting better and better and better. They're away, by the way. And I know people will laugh at what I'm about to say, but it's right. You're only laughing because you know it's true. Arsenal is still one of the best teams in England, whether you like it or not. And Arsenal went away to them in an FA Cup game today, rode their luck at times, defended valiantly throughout, and beat them 2-0. The confidence. Barring going away to the Etihad, this is the hardest draw they can get. The hardest. It's out of the way. Barring one. Are you going to get Arsenal away and City away in the same FA Cup year? Probably not. Very low likelihood of that. It'll be Man United to get City. Or United will go to Anfield next. That's my prediction. Screenshot it. I do think we'll beat Wigan tomorrow, by the way. Football gods, I'm sorry, but I do. But this Liverpool team's going to get better. They still haven't fully rebuilt. But it's because they have a world-class manager. They did today without Salah. They did it without Endo. They did it without Van Dijk. Legit. They did it without Van Dijk. Terry can't be a Man United fan. No, I'm just professional at my job and drop my personal bias and hatred of all other teams when I'm working. That's all it really is. That's all it really is. I'm being, for want of a better word, professional from a YouTube perspective. That's all it really is. Terry, you are reaching. You will soon become a laughingstock. I'm reaching to say this Liverpool team is clear at the top of the league into the semi-final of the League Cup. Just knocked out Arsenal at the Emirates. And I'm wrong for claiming they're a good team. I'm not saying they're going to win the quad. I'm not saying they're going to win all 4 trophies. I don't believe that. This team is another special team is in the making. 110%. And Terry looks drunk. No, it's just 2 drinks, my friend. No man is ever drunk on 2 drinks. If you know many men that are drunk on 2 drinks, what you do is you stop being their friend because they're a liability.